The rule of law is important to international justice mission because through our work alongside justice systems around the world, we have seen firsthand how crimes like modern day slavery and violence against women and children thrive in the absence of a rule of law. People in poverty are especially vulnerable to these crimes when perpetrators have no fear of accountability. Rule of law is critical to make protection and access to justice the norm for everyone. Well, I believe progress is possible because IJM has seen the prevalence of crimes like trafficking decrease between 50 and 86% in places where we have supported authorities to enforce laws that protect people from violent abuse. Meaningful access to justice has been made possible where protection afforded by rule of law has been made a reality. And that gives us tangible hope that change is indeed possible. Yes, the index is a valuable resource because it provides a unique, accessible, and holistic picture of the global status of the rule of law and the factors impeding it. It gives a credible standard that global organizations like ours to rely on, providing important insights that support us as we achieve our goals. Yeah, the index supports IJM's understanding of country context and significantly informs decision making in our programs, whether we are scoping newer jurisdictions or understanding challenges impeding success in countries where we have existing programs. The index is invaluable. So here's why we care about the rule of law. We care because it means that Ruby, a 16-year-old girl who was trafficked and repeatedly abused for Western sex offenders to watch live over the internet, was brought to safety by police. And not only that, her traffickers were held to account with significant sentences, which means that they cannot harm others. We've seen that when laws are enforced, impunity ends and violent abuse dramatically decreases. And today, Ruby is a survivor advocate who is petitioning governments around the world to create legislation to protect children from live stream abuse and online harms. Ruby knows the power of effective rule of law, and she's inviting all of us to be part of making this a priority everywhere. Strengthening of rule of law would mean children, women, and men around the world are protected from some of the most brutal forms of violence, whether that's a child being brought to safety from sexual exploitation, or a woman receiving justice after being abused by her husband, or whole families being released from forced labor. They can live life with hope, dignity, and freedom. And what's more, perpetrators realize that they can no longer get away with it, which stops people being abused in the first place.